Tonight at 10, the West ramps up economic pressure on Russia as Russian forces continue to shell civilian areas in Ukraine. On the front line northwest of the capital, Kyiv, Ukrainian soldiers are digging in, with Russian forces now just a mile away.
There's a tangible fear in this place that Russian offensive, which has been stalled, may be ready to regain momentum.
After days of shelling in the northeastern city of Sumy, a temporary ceasefire does allow residents to leave. And in Russia, more protests on the streets as the authorities try to erase any mention of war.
We'll also have news of the tough new sanctions announced today, designed to bring the Russian economy to its knees. Imports of Russian oil and gas are to be sharply reduced in the EU, which is currently very dependent on Russian gas, and by the US and the UK.
We can do it in a way that doesn't disrupt supply, that ensures that we have substitute supplies on stream.
And history is made in the Commons as President Zelensky addresses MPs by live video link and declares that Ukraine will never surrender.
And coming up in the sport on the BBC News channel, it's Bairstow brilliance. His 8th Test century helps England fight back in the first Test against West Indies in Antigua.
Good evening and welcome to the BBC News at 10, live from Lviv in western Ukraine as we approach the end of the second week of this war. Well, today civilians who've been trapped in besieged towns and cities have been scrambling for safety after a temporary ceasefire held in some places. Convoys of vehicles streamed out of the northeastern city of Sumy, and people who've been trapped just north of the capital, Kyiv, were also allowed to leave. But in the southern city of Mariupol, where aid workers say that tens of thousands of people are living in apocalyptic conditions, Ukrainian officials said that Russia had continued shelling the evacuation route. Well, this map shows in red where Russian forces are present, but not necessarily in control. Russian troops advancing towards the capital have been slowed down by attacks from Ukrainian forces and hampered by serious logistical problems. But they are now believed to be preparing for an assault on Kyiv. Well, as Russia's bombardment continues, the United States, Britain and the EU have all announced major moves to clamp down on imports of Russian oil and gas. We will in a moment be reporting on that, but our first report this evening is from Jeremy Bowen in the capital, Kyiv.